Alright, so we're back with our Venerable Dreadnought. One conversion I've been itching to do with a Dreadnought for fucking ages is to do a Dreadnought that not walks on feet, like is portrayed, hang on, on the box. You'll see our Dreadnought stands proudly on two legs, but rather to have a Dreadnought on a nice arrangement of treads. So I've got some leftover track pieces for my Chimera. These aren't all glued together yet completely. So we're going to put some wheel elements in here. I'm not sure how we're going to make those yet, because I don't really have a wheel to fit inside here. So I might have to mold something out of putty, which would suck. But hopefully I'll find something to put in here. So we're going to do kind of an R2-D2 setup. R2-D2's got two sets of treads, and then it has this forward wheel set. This is something I pulled out of an Orc bike. So it's got kind of this junky look, like it's been bolted together kind of randomly. And it's got a chain driving the tread, which I think is kind of cool, actually. Excuse me. Anyway, so I'm going to try and sort of mount these together somehow. I was thinking maybe like, oops, balls. God damn it. Anyways, these treads decide having some sort of piece like this in the middle, and using some of these axles or something like that, breaking this up into pieces. But anyway, so we're going to go over our options with what we have on the Dreadnought here for a minute. This might be hard to focus on. For the Dreadnought here, we've got two parts of a smokestack sort of power plant thing to go on the back. That's like the engine. And then, oh, let me get the box again. God damn it. So, as you see in the box here, we've got a Dreadnought here, and on one arm he's got like a power fist. On the other arm he's got a twin-linked heavy weapon. And so for the Dreadnought arm here, or for the power fist arm, did I say Dreadnought arm earlier? That's retarded. We've got the Dreadnought arm here in one piece, and in another here. You can see it reversed, and so they flip together. They put together, and then we put the fingers on and stuff like that. But for the heavy weapon arm, this one here, I noticed that all the heavy weapons have this sort of block, and they slide in, so they're entirely modular. So if I don't want to put, like, say, an assault cannon on here, or a twin-like las cannon on the box, I think if I assemble this properly, I'll be able to just slide it out, and slide in a different weapon, make it entirely modular. And so I got a choice between a twin-like las cannon, an assault cannon, or a heavy plasma cannon. So I'm pretty excited about this. I also get the choice between a number of sarcophagi, because a Dreadnought, like I mentioned earlier, is a entombed space marine, and so you can see his sort of head poking out here. And let's see here. Here we go. In this sarcophagus piece here, you can even see the torso of the original power armor that he was wearing. And here we get some Space Marine heads. You can see them here in the center here. I don't really want to use these heads. I don't like that look they have here of this head poking out. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the sarcophagus pictured here. That one looks like more of a classic Space Marine sarcophagus. And what we're going to do with these leftover heads is use them on my Assault Marines or something, because these heads look fucking cool. You know, they've got like cow catchers or something. As Matt put it, they look like fucking railroad trains. And with all these sort of festoons of Imperial iconography, I mean, we can totally use these for, like, Imperial terrain to make them look extra gothic and spooky. You know, like the Imperial eagles we put on the ammo crates and stuff like that. And we have all these pieces of parchment here blowing in the wind. Like, this is going to be really awesome. I'm really looking forward to putting this model together. Thanks again to Spike, by the way, who got me this for my birthday. Also, another thing I'm looking forward to painting is on the Dreadnought here. I don't know if you can see it here, but on the scripture here on his left shoulder, that would be the right of the viewer, he has words engraved into his shoulder on gold plaques, and same thing on his right leg, so that's the left to the viewer, and on a number of other pieces of his body. And he's got these sort of like pseudo-Greek words written. It's pretty rad. Alright, so I've already actually gotten started on my Space Marine Venerable Dreadnought here. So what we have so far is it actually gives you enough parts to assemble three separate heavy weapon arms. So we've got an assault cannon. This is sort of a minigun kind of arrangement. There's some twin-link las cannons. This is sort of a high-yield armor-piercing weapon. and a heavy plasma cannon. This is for taking out heavy infantry. And this is, of course, for the right hand. And for the left hand, we only have one option, but you know what? I'm totally cool with that. Because we got this big, scary power fist with a flamethrower. Well, I take it back. We had an option here. I could have put a storm bolter on here, but, you know, who gives a fuck? We can shoot fire out of our hands. On the faceplate, we had a lot of choices. For the sarcophagus on our dreadnought. As I mentioned earlier, dreadnoughts are the entombed bodies of barely living warriors. So I picked a plain sarcophagus, and it had a little Imperial Eagle at the top, right below the viewport, the little slot there. So I had to carefully scrape off the eagle with my X-Acto knife. And this dreadnought comes with all kinds of fucking festoons to put on it. There's all these like little intricately decorated armor plates you can put on the sides, and pieces of parchment dangling, and there's like, comes with like 10 purity seals, and these like little things that look like iron crosses with like a skull in the middle. They have a special name inside the Imperium, but since the Ghetto Marines don't really roll with the Emperor, we're going to try and stray away from a lot of these festoons of imperialness, which is fine because it'll leave me all these great parts for making terrain and other cool stuff down the line. Now, for starters, one of the pieces that we actually have to include... I wish this could focus better. One of the pieces we have to include in our dreadnought is the power plant on the back. Just got these 4 matching smokestacks. It looks very nice. Oops. The problem is, though, the engine here, I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but it has a purity seal already put on it. Because the Tech Marines have to bless it or whatever. So we're going to have to scrape this fucking thing off, because, you know, that's not how our Tech Marine works. Alright, so we got our Dread mostly assembled now. We have his entire body put together. We have all of his various arms. And we're going to paint all of these so I can mix and match them as needed in battle. You know, assault cannon or, you know, las cannons, that sort of thing. It's very convenient. I don't even have to glue these in place because, you know, then in battle I can have them articulate and it's exciting. But anyway, one thing that's going to set my Dread apart is my dreadnought will not walk around on 2 feet like most dreadnoughts. My dreadnought is going to trundle around on treads. And so I have some tread assemblies already made up out of leftover Chimera tracks, but the problem is I don't have any wheels for their centers. So what we're going to do is, rather than search and search and search and search for a perfectly sized and shaped wheel, what we're going to do is we're going to make some of our own with epoxy putty. And so this is very similar to the epoxy glue we have here. It's a binary compound that becomes extraordinarily tough and hard when mixed together. And the Games Workshop brand epoxy putty is yellow and blue in its separate elements. When you mix it together, it's turned green, commonly referred to as green stuff. So we're going to mix a wee bit of this together. We'll be back in a sec after I've mixed it so it's thoroughly green.